we have touched upon different topics from different areas till late. Now it's time to talk about tech, which the world is talking about. And someone said, technology is as good as the person who's using it. So what if a chartered accountant uses technology, AI and IT? And to answer this question, we have today with us a chartered accountant who has plethora of experience in IT and tech. A chartered accountant who has been the great support to chapter and to the profession, who carries a legacy of 30 plus years of experience with IT. So today in this podcast series, this special episode, we have CA Nishith, a chartered accountant cum an IT expert. And we welcome CA Nishith to the podcast of ICAI Bahrain chapter Vision Next. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Bahrain chapter of ICAI, CA Vivek Gupta ji, for this opportunity. And I'm really humbled by the invite. And I hope I'm able to do the justification to the podcast and you meet your expectations.
Indeed.
I'm all here for you.
Indeed. Thank you, Nishith. I think the things which we have been discussing just before the podcast and over the last few months definitely will help us curating a content for the viewers, which will help them to understand how to enter into tech market and what as a chartered accountant we can do. Yes. So before, let me put the tone and let me give the direction to this podcast. So wanted to understand, Nishith, generally not every other chartered accountant ends up being an IT guy, IT expert. And we are talking about 30 years back, 3 decades back, when people were not aware about what is a computer or a laptop, or some of the people were not even born at that time in today's generation. You took a curve in your path and you entered into IT. So was it by luck or it was a conscious decision?
Vivek ji, it was purely a luck. Let me give you that interesting story, a real story, a background. I'm fortunately blessed with a chartered accountant father who did his CA way back in 1967. He qualified.
Okay.
And he holds a 4-digit membership number.
Okay.
He's
Great.
still hale and healthy. So he started his accounting and income tax things, computerization, way back in 1983. And that time I was just mere 13 years old. And it was my sheer luck. He was traveling to Mumbai, which is now called Mumbai, that way it was Bombay. And he just told me, just go to office and make sure that it was 31st December, people are working and office closes properly. I went to my office for a first time that time and I was surprised to see huge machines. You know, they were desktops or the table size. And the best part was air-conditioned room, which was a rare thing that time. And with a green color monitor and people punching something onto it. So it was a sheer luck that I just entered and I got attracted. So I started learning with those uncle types people that time and they were very nice to support. I would love to acknowledge one of our pioneer of IT who is like an unsung hero of India is a retired Major SP Khetarpal, with whom I got a fortune to work from 1989 to 1999 before he took his last breath. And he really taught me the basic fundamental about technologies. So I was primarily into understanding technology. I did assemblings and all those things.
Oh, so hardware part.
Hardware part,
Okay.
and we did software programming in those time, HTML and all those things. I was primarily more interested. I never went to any IT class. My guru, as I said, retired Major late SP Khetarpal ji, he said, if you want to learn computers, you don't learn in classes. The best
That's
way
interesting.
is,
Yes.
whatever your father is doing in his CA practice, I will give you a machine, start automating it. You will spend one hard effort. Next time your machine should work for you, not you work for the machine.
If I may ask, which year was that?
I started with him in 1989.
So
That time my father started accounting in 1983 on computers. I joined professionally to him in 1988-89 after doing my 12th standard. And then I was regular after my college timings. I used to go to his office. Computers were fascinating to me. It's a machine. And he kept that pressure to me that whatever you do, Next time when you repeat the task, you are not going to do the steps again. Let machine do for you.
So automation. You have been talking about automation 30 years back, roughly 30 years back.
So I am very honestly telling you, I have not done any rocket science myself. It is because of these two gurus, my father who gave me the opportunity, and SP Khetarpal ji, who really pushed me hard onto it. And you know, I really got groomed up, fortunately, might be as something blessing of the God. He groomed me like totally in a military manner, how to learn computers. Not to go home till you solve the problem.
Okay.
So that was a luck story, and I started it. Then after I completed my graduation in 1993.
Okay.
And then my father said, since you have been doing computers for the last 4-5 years, if you understand business, you can do better. Although I'm a commerce graduate, but I was not too inclined towards commerce and things. Okay. And that's the way I got into a CA profession, to understand the business and things. So that was a dive to understand accounting, auditing, taxations. And trust me, that was a time when to configure one internet modem, it would take 4 to 5 hours. It was that kind of a time, and we used to have a big modems to configure. US robotic modem, 14.4 kbps used to be the massive speed for us. Today we are talking about gigahertz.
14.4
kbs was like you got something good. 128 MB was like an elephant hard disk of that time. So you don't even have a RAM now in that size.
I think when we see these speeds these days on our phone or internet, we immediately pick the phone and call customer care. It's not working at all.
Exactly.
That's our stance. And you were telling me that at that point in time, we used to do entire work on those speeds.
Exactly. And when I did my articleship, I did with my father only. So my entire articleship was doing accounting, auditing, everything has to be system oriented. I did not do anything on manual side. I'm not that intelligent to do those vouching, ticks and things. No, I didn't get those chances.
Okay.
So in fact, in my CA exam also, I just happened to get more better marks in IT paper than the accounting and auditing.
Yes, we call it ITSM in ISACA.
It was called, I think,
ISC something.
Yes, exactly. They were there. And
at that time.
And I remember like 1996, May, I qualified my chartered accountant qualification, and my father said in December there was a national conference of chartered accountants in Jaipur city. Fortunately, I landed to your city. So he said, go there, listen and see what profession is doing. And I remember, without naming the eminent professional there from city of Kanpur, and he was presenting on IT. And I was amazed, 1996, and somebody is talking of IT and CA profession was really, you know, it was good eye-opener for me. I was happy. And that was a time when I just, as a panel speaker, I gave my name and I was invited on the dais to express my views. I said, this is all good, but please understand, when you say your question, if I understand correctly, about IT and a chartered accountant, I have been of a very strong opinion that you need to understand that IT is your enabling tool. You are not an IT professional. You need to use this tool to make your profession, to make your assignments, your working simpler.
Correct.
So I said, like in that time, I remember my CA intern and final exams we used to have, and they were teaching us motherboard, printers, spooling, hard disk. And I said, I don't know why you're teaching me, but that was fortunate for me because I came from assembling and programming, so it became easier for me. But very honestly, I did not find a relevance for a chartered accountant to know all those level of it. So I just said, please focus what we are. We are chartered accountants. We are accountant. Means we are people who keep accounts. We need to see how we use technology, which
to make our lives easier.
Make our profession, our life easier. True. That was my thing, that please teach us only that part. And that was like electronic auditing. You get data, you do data analytics. You got tax audit, that time tax audit, you know, I don't remember those 44 AB, 44 EC used to be tax audit reports. How can I make my audit report that the system should automatically populate my exception things and print it for me? True. Just to make my life easier. So that was my approach which I was doing, and fortunately I remember that time our president was Honorable Mr. Vishwanathan and Mr. Bhupati was a Board of Studies chairman.
Yes.
So they invited me to the institute and then they said, you spoke a lot about it, now rewrite the curriculum. I got 3 months. It was an era of a jobless time, to be honest, because not much of work in 1990s.
Yes. Okay.
So I did that job and fortunately got a chance to become the convener of IT committee in the institute.
Okay.
So then it was like 8 years over there from 1996 to 2004. I used to be faculty for DISA qualification, teaching them. And then I became faculty for FAFD course also. And so I would say like it was sheer luck or the destiny was there. So things were rolling out in front of me and I was just picking up whatever came.
Okay.
And I was just going with the flow.
Great. And see, now let's move to a bit of the content related to tech, specifically tech, core tech.
Sure.
So we would request your assistance in understanding those core terms as well, but want to see India definitely is progressing in terms of IT and tech in different areas and domains, and likewise Bahrain as well. So what do you see, how far Bahrain is when it comes about tech, AI, data warehousing, and all these journeys together?
See, Vivek ji, I would love to, I have been 6 years in Bahrain now, Kingdom of Bahrain, and I would love to give my opinion about this beautiful island is, it can be transformed into something called mini Singapore of Gulf. It has that potential. It has got brilliant, intelligent people. I have interacted with a lot of local Bahrainis. I have interacted with a lot of people beside Indians, a lot of expatriates. It is such a beautiful island with very harmonious, loving, caring people, soft-spoken.
Indeed.
And they do have a very good level of IQ. In analytics, you need to have something very important part. A lot of people misunderstand that if you are into automation or something, you need to know programming. Yes, you need to know. But before you could write a program, you need to have logical building mindset.
Okay.
If you do not have that logical building in yourself, that means your IQ is not that great, that you can think of the algorithm. Once you conceive that, when you're sure about the formulas, you can always transform with any programming language. I'm a very neutral on the programming part. You can use anything that you want. And that is what I find Bahrain people and people in this island, expatriates also, locals also, they have that potential.
Okay.
And I think we do have a Bahrain FinTech.
Yes, indeed.
If that government really matures and push it more towards promoting Bahrain-oriented solutions, it can really transform into a strong power in this part of the world as a service sector country, and which can really become a good revenue model for them. It has a huge potential.
And actually, I agree with you because Bahrain positions itself as a fintech hub and startup hub,
Yes.
which I have witnessed by myself. There have been so many projects going on, and I have been fortunate enough to have met many founders of such innovative programs and startups. So it really do flourishes.
Yes.
So, and Nishith, if you see till date what the podcast which we have been doing to build up the legacy that what we have done in the past, in the history. Now this podcast creates a milestone where we talk about the future, how the future is going to be. Definitely Bahrain, as we mature more, the infrastructure matures more, we'll be able to do better. But with current resources in place, what are the areas you suggest that are the areas where future lies? In Bahrain specifically, if I talk about tech and IT.
So Vivek ji, there I would surely like to come out with very important point which I used to propagate in India also. You need to go to your roots. Where are the roots? Roots are in your education. I'm sorry to say on the podcast, today even in India, the education, the children where they are created, the futures, and what industry needs, there is a huge gap. I have been a professor with some of the prime institutes like Ford School of Management in New Delhi.
Okay.
And I've been, as I told you, with ICAI also. I used to tell them, let's get to the practicals. Bahrain can be nurtured well. The next generation, which is now coming in your workforce, get down to their colleges. You need to take the industry experts to the education, give them the real life practical education. What is going to happen? What is the demand of the banking, insurance, oil, energy, telecom, any sector? What is exactly there happening in the business process? Let the students be groomed for it. I think couple of places I went through, interacted with people. They have wonderful infrastructure with latest machines and labs and everything. I think the government need to start an initiative of taking the industry over there, groom those new next generation, and trust me, when they go back out, when they come out after the education completion, when they graduate or post-graduate, they will really become, I would say, job-ready team. And that
Yes,
will really transform.
Basically, we are referring to the vocational training itself, the strong vocational
or you
training
can
programs.
even have it in your routine graduations also. You could have elective subjects where you
Okay.
can put the students in those labs and say, okay, we will give you industry-oriented live projects.
But is it practical to implement these?
It is. Trust me, it is.
Okay. I'll touch upon this towards the end of the podcast. Is there something which your company is doing in terms of equipping a young generation and young locals with these skill sets? So this is something I would like to touch upon. But you mentioned about infrastructure, that these organizations which you have interacted and the places you have seen, they have strong infrastructure. In fact, you mentioned about Bahrain being Singapore of Gulf.
Yes.
So in those terms, so what are the key tools or infrastructure would you recommend that one should have in order to progress further in IT and tech?
Okay, that's a wonderful, valid question. And I'm not a guy who propagates or market any specific platform, to be very honest. When you are talking about digital transformation, automation, you need to know an answer to the two most important questions. Teaching of, to understand what does the business want. And the next is why they want. To be honest, today if you see the technological landscape in the world, you can pick up anything. All the tools are interoperable now. The era where I came from in 1980s and 90s, we had islands or solo technologies.
Okay.
You do it in one language, then you can't compatible on the other one. And there was a huge task of doing it.
Okay, yes.
But now you have your mobile phone.
Yes.
You can integrate any app, any data. You can move from Android to Apple, Apple to Android. There are so many things available and they are all plug and play. What you need today even to run a mobile, every user who buys any technology, any laptop, any mobile phone or anything, he just thinks, why am I taking this? What is my objective of buying? Similarly in a business is, if I'm doing a task, why am I doing it? And if I'm doing it, what am I going to achieve? If you have this concept clear, you can take any platform. Once you have this objective, then you select which one I want.
Okay.
So if I say like, if I've got a data which is on the cloud,
Let's say.
Python is a very good platform which can bring in the data. Once the data comes to me, what am I going to do? I'm going to do writing a query to analyze it.
And writing a query can be done through other platforms like ChatGPT and these
Everything.
ones as well, right?
Today, you don't need to be a programmer. You have some concepts called workflows.
Yes.
There are tools like, if I say like for a finance industry, if you would have heard about, which is globally known as the mother of analytical for finance and audit, was known as ACL in the world of
Okay,
Canada.
yes, yes.
Now it is in a new form called Analyzer. That tool has been having an orientation for only finance people. Finance people are who knows finance more than the tools, more than the technology. It has a workflow. I know this is my objective of doing the things. I can pick and drop my icons. It will do the rest of the query things for you, like a ChatGPT. So more important is knowing your background rather than technology today. The world is very neutral on that.
Since we are talking about technologies, as a chartered accountant, I'm not very familiar with Python and all the other languages. Do you think AI can play a role in helping me to do these tasks? Definitely, I'll not be doing everything by myself. But will AI be helpful for a chartered accountant in doing these tasks? And if yes, how?
Good question. But before I come to that, do allow me to clear something on AI.
Okay.
AI is artificial intelligence. Means something as a human being I'm doing, looking to my results or outputs on the screen. That means if I go back to your ground levels, Excel. Finance people do a lot of Excel analytics.
Correct.
You get some numbers. You do some exception audit analytics or operation analytics or risk analytics. Thereafter, you apply your mind. What is my trend? What does the trend mean? Is it in my favor? Is it against me? Now you are transforming this kind of a thinking process of yours into a technology. That means the tool will have an intelligence to see your trend and advise you, Vivekji, here is a problem. Or if you continue next 3 months, 6 months, this will become very serious for you. If it has gone from green to yellow, it will take another 4 months to become red.
Okay.
That is intelligence.
Yes, that's, let's say, trend analysis, which we are referring to, but that is application of that logic, those logics into the code.
So AI is where you have an element of inference from the machine to you.
Okay, yes, correct.
Where
I
machine
agree with
talks
that.
to you.
Yes.
But where you are asking a machine, okay, prepare one proposal for me or write a code for doing this part.
Yes.
It is not AI.
What is it then?
It is an automation. Because you are giving a command and telling, please do this for me. And the machine does for you. Okay, write a code, this is my data, find out my outstanding for more than 180 days. Give me my highest top customers who have not paid my bills.
Correct.
Top 5. You have given a command and it gives you the output. These are your 5 top customers who have not paid your bills for last 180 days.
Correct.
Where is an inference? After you see that number, you apply your mind. Oh, should I do the business with this person or not anymore? Stop the POs. I write my comments to the CFO or procurement. Don't issue any more sales invoices to these companies. Get the recovery done.
So basically the analysis part where the human brain is applicable. But so let me summarize this, what we discussed. So yes, we can get the automation part done, but application of the human mind is something which we cannot get it done through AI. So some human intervention or chartered accountant's intervention is required.
Yes.
So that's the crux.
That is a major professional scope for CAs. We are highly undermining our almost close to 3/4 quarter of century capability of understanding finance and business. I have been always saying, don't get fear out of technology and complex terminologies and developments. Understanding the business, how it's moving, what this trend of numbers talks about, where we are heading to, that huge capability is only with chartered accountants.
So you are suggesting more chartered accountants should focus on this?
They should focus on their core capabilities.
Yes.
And take a help of new generation to help them to optimize it. Trust me, they will do far better.
That's a good advice. But since we are talking about the advice, I'll come back to you again for the advice for the youth. But before that, Nishith, we spoke about IT and your experiences. Want to understand better. You have your life experiences, which helped you to shape yourself into a better person or better businessman or professional, or let's say chartered accountant. But there should have been some mistake in life as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
If there's a mistake in life, what's the mistake which you remember, which later on you realize actually helped you to become a better person, or it turned out to be a great lesson?
I think if I spell out that on the podcast, some of my customers listening to you would recall it.
I think in that case, let's keep it to the tone where it does not affect us.
See, it's learning is always, I would say, is not your loss. It's a curve that keeps on going.
True,
Even
true.
after 36 years, I'm still learning.
Oh, yes.
Because business changes, environment changes.
I'm also still learning after 30 years.
And till you are learning phase and you have new challenges, I think we are in a very progressive economy and
Yes.
environment.
Yes.
If you become saturated, you become very poor. So it's always good. Yes, if I talk about my biggest mistake was initially in my career, I didn't take finance very seriously. I just thought it might be the power of youth or something, that more than knowing the accounts and audit, I think if I know computers better, I can outclass the finance and CAs.
Okay.
And that was a hard learned lesson, to be very honest, because in one of my major assignments in India in those days, and trust me, it was one of the top brands in the country till date.
Okay.
And I was with the group audit head, and I was that time a qualified CA.
Okay.
And I really flattered in front of a group of almost 28 audit people in that meeting on a basic answers for the auditing. And this, at the end, that renowned, he's a very renowned personality of the profession and the country. And he said, Nishith, you are a CA and you could not answer these basic audit things.
I think that hit hard.
That really hit me hard. And I said, I am doing something abnormal on technology was diluted, because then I found, yes, my father gave me a chance, but I really underplayed that chance. But after that, then I thank, to be honest, my professional mentor, our ex-president of the institute, CA Amarjit Chopra ji.
Okay.
He really gave me that cover to groom over it. And I got very good training under him on certain projects I worked with him. And that's place where I covered my mistakes of my initial days. And where I stand today professionally, I really owe him a lot on that side.
I think Amarjit Chopra ji, he's a great person. Since we mentioned about him, he was supposed to come to our conference as well, but due to some material reasons, he could not travel at that point in time. So yes, that was interesting. I think really good learning you had.
Yes.
So since we are talking about learning, let me come back to the question which I asked earlier. You are talking about the advice. Though you already gave it a bit of an advice that as a chartered accountant, we should focus on the core strengths, plus we should take the capabilities from the new generation. But a message for young chartered accountants, because you have some experience which these young chartered accountants, including people like myself, are going to have in the upcoming years. So what is the message for fresh graduates or newly qualified chartered accountants or people with 5 or 6 years of experience? What's your message?
That's, I think, one of the very fine question you asked me, Vivek ji. And while listening to your question, it just stuck to me. The answer to this, you will be surprised, lies on 1st of January 1999. Was the last day when I met my mentor, retired Major S.P. Ketarpal ji, before he took his last breath. And he said that line which really fits to your question.
Okay.
And he said me, and I would say that this is my submission also. IT is a mad run.
Okay.
It has got no end.
Correct. Okay.
Even sky is not a limit. There was a time when you invented something good in IT, it would survive in a market for say 7 to 10 years. Now that slowly shelf life came down to 5 years. Now we are talking about few months. ChatGPT, it didn't survive for 5 years. Before that only there are many more developments which are countering the ChatGPT today.
Oh yes.
AI just took it over it, the ChatGPT concept. And the way you see the US started and now China competing.
Oh yes, every other economy.
IT is going to be a mad, endless run. My advice to the profession and the next generation is, please focus what you are. You are chartered accountants. Just select out of that whole ocean what fulfills your professional needs. And select over there your specialized area and keep moving into it. I do get new chartered accountants coming for professional opportunities and things. Like I picked up analytics. Why? I would love to elaborate there, because analytics was, I was playing with numbers. I said, when I have a tool and I can write a formula and one formula can run on millions of records, why do I print and take a calculator and put tick marks and do sampling?
Correct.
So I took that part. But again, that's a specialized area. So if they feel this is going to be good, every area specialist, you have a tech specialist, you have account specialist, you have audit specialist. In audit also you have like, he's a statutory audit specialist, he's an internal audit, you have a fraud specialist. Similarly, in our profession, automation, digital transformation is a very, very specialized area. If they want to pick up, welcome. I will be happy to support whatever way I could, but then think that you're going to stay in this line and just focus on technology that affects your working. Don't go wild. You will become directionless.
Yes,
It will become like, you are jack of all, master of none.
So rather you will advise them, master of one, jack of some.
Yes, that I would say. Just focus on it. It's good for you.
Okay, that's a good piece of advice, I think,
Yes.
for most of the aspiring chartered accountant, and not just chartered accountants, in any field of area. Because some time back I was reading a book. This has been an issue lately. People are focusing on so many things. That's why we see the developments are happening, but in different areas, with diversified efforts.
Exactly.
If you put your efforts, your messages, if you put your efforts in one direction, then it will be much more fruitful than it would have been if you do it on a wilder level.
That's true.
Okay, that's great. Now, Nishith, I have something special for you.
Okay. You are frightening me by pointing out to your envelope.
See, now this is the first time we are doing a rapid fire question.
Okay.
Right? Yes. So let's move to the rapid fire. No overthinking. First thought, best thought. You have to answer.
Sure.
We are moving towards the closure of our podcast session this time. And so I have 5 questions for you. You have to be rapid.
Sure.
You are fast. So shall we start?
All with you.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. One gadget you cannot live without other than mobile.
Laptop.
Okay, that was good one. What's your productivity trick? Because, well, let me tell you, because IT is a monotonous work. You cannot keep writing the code. So what's your productivity trick?
You have to be innovative.
Okay.
If I keep living with what I did 3 decades back, I will become monotonous. I would have retired by now. My mind would have been dead.
But what's the point of reinventing something which is not broken?
See, if we are not innovative,
Yes.
you won't have seen so many development around you.
Okay.
The best of the cars in the world, they
Yes,
still come
yes.
with new features.
Indeed.
Now you have AI cars. There would be something
Indeed,
further to
indeed.
it. So be innovative, think new.
Okay, great. Let's move. What's your travel destination if you want to a quick recharge?
Switzerland.
Okay, you have been there?
Yes, once. Fortunately, one of my client was there and they invited us.
So it's been some time?
It has been some time, and we were doing an assignment on FCPA, Fraud
Okay.
and Corrupt Practices Act,
Okay.
and that was a global level. Their headquarters was in Zurich.
Okay.
So we got a chance to be there, and I loved that. I said, if the day I have got nothing to do, I will come and stay here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I will really get 15 years younger.
Okay, I think you're still young. So that's your secret for youth.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. What's one thing you want as a superpower if you get one chance for one day?
I would surely love to take my next generation to real life and tell them, please see, this is what is the outside world. Move out of your controlled shell education thing.
Okay.
That's the place really, Vivekji, is very close to my heart. And I feel sorry for it when they do not know what happens outside.
I'll say you want to be a sorcerer, so you can just show them this is the reality outside.
Exactly. And
Okay.
train them ready to them. It's better for their life. They will feel good for you.
So you want the younger generation to be future-ready chartered accountants.
Exactly.
So I'll come to that also.
Sure.
And my last question, from your point of view to yourself, being a chartered accountant means?
It means a lot. And I think if I'm not a CA, I cannot be an effective IT guy in a business.
In a business. Okay, as a person then?
As a person, I feel very respected. I feel proud. And I feel my head is very high when I say, yes, I'm a chartered accountant.
Okay.
That
Great.
one qualification serves every diversified qualification, even of 2025.
Great.
Yes.
And Nishith said, I have to say, you were really prepared for this rapid fire.
Sorry, I was not. I just answered. You said to go
That was
whatever
good.
comes. So it happened that way.
That
Thanks
was
to
good.
you.
That was good. Now, since we are moving towards the end of the podcast, I have a question. Generally, we ask to our members or our interviewees, what's the message for the chartered accountant? You have already shared the message for the chartered accountant. But from you, what I want is one piece of advice or one tool you want to recommend for chartered accountants specifically for them to be future ready.
Vivekji, if you allow me, I would surely love to answer this with a lot of seriousness.
Okay.
And that seriousness is irrespective of what are the options and rules permit today the students to become CA. My humble request to is please undergo proper 3 years graduation.
Graduation.
Yes.
You are talking about articleship or graduation?
Graduation.
Okay.
Pure graduation. Don't get into CA before that. See, today we are giving opportunities from 12th standard, get into CA, entrance exam, whatever it is. We are not having a real matured people coming up. I'm not discrediting everybody.
Okay, thanks
But
for the support.
Yeah, but 3 years of graduation a child undergoes after the school
Yes.
in an unsecured open era. It's not only that BCom or BA degree, it is that environment which makes him and her matured how to deal the world, how to do that. Please remove from the generation mind that you have to appear in the entrance, you have to qualify, topper, merit. Let them live there. Let them groom. It is very important factor. I personally feel. I would love to tell kids, take my words, once you've gone through those 3 years, the lifetime you will cherish it. Thanks, I did my graduation, only graduation. It really, transforms you a very fine human. And we should go through it.
That's a good piece of advice for all the aspiring chartered accountants and all the professionals outside there.
Yes.
And not just any specific community or any nationality, for all the people,
Yes.
all the youth out there. And just want to clarify one thing to our audience. Nishith mentioned quite a time, Vivek Ji. So Vivek Ji, he was not denoting to Vivek Gupta, rather I assume you are respecting me by saying Vivek Ji.
See, to be very honest, not because on the podcast or thing, I personally have very high regards for your couple of very good things I have seen here in last 6 years. I have interacted with a lot of CAs in Gulf. I have been in Gulf since 2001.
Okay.
All due respect to everybody, but as a next gen, you have been talking about new CA and IT and all that. But I think the next generation coming in our chapter management, which is a mentor, which is an almighty for us here, which takes us out. I appreciate your approach, which I've seen so far, that you bring people from outside the profession to our profession, which basically what is a very major impact is you are making the world see and feel who we are. And that really pulls our, I would say, our respect, our professional acceptance much higher in the economies.
Yes.
And that's one good effort you're doing. And I personally really respect you for that. That's why the G comes for you. It has a reason, not like that.
Thank you. Thank you. The feelings are mutual. And together as chartered accountants, we have been trying to do whatever best we can for the nation we are working on, for the nation which we belong to.
Wonderful.
Because at the end of the day, it's Bahrain-India relation and our relation with the rest of the world as true professionals to do better for the country, for the world we are living in. And with that, without further ado, let me thank you for such a beautiful and nice podcast. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you again soon. With that, ICAI Bahrain chapters viewers, again, I hope the message is very clear to you. The future ready chartered accountants, what they need to do. And the tech, as I said, the technology is as good as the person who's using it. So let that person be the chartered accountants and let's see the miracle being happening. See you then in the next podcast series of ICAI Bahrain chapter Vision Next. Thank you. Thank you, CA Nishith Seth.
Thank you, Vivek.